Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Hindsight is 2020 book tag. I'm so glad to be back. Okay, so I was tagged by Books of Blood for this tag. I'll link his channel down below. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first question is, what were you like as an early reader? I don't know. To be honest with you, that is a part of my life that I don't remember very well for multiple reasons.
Oopsie.
I'd read very few standalones, like I really kept with book series, but I feel like for the most part when I was young I was really into reading. I think that's was like my main #1 hobby. Alright, so question 2 is, what book or book series got you really excited for reading as a kid?
Easy.
Junie B. Jones and the Captain Underpants series. There are two separate ones. Can you imagine having a crossover between Junie B. Jones and Captain Underpants? Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. No, but the Junie B. Jones series, oh my gosh, I'll talk more about that one because it's in one of the next questions, and then the Captain Underpants, like, duh. It was a fun book. Plus, I feel like, I don't know if you remember, but in the Captain Underpants book series, there were like games and stuff too, you know? So I don't know, it was just fun to read. And then when I was reading in French, that's for English. When I was reading in French, I really liked the Schtroumpf, which is the French word for Smurfs, the comic books, and also the Asterix and Obelix, or Asterix and Obelix, comic books as well. I think when I was reading in French was also mostly, if not only, comic books. Alright, question number 3 is, has there been a person in your life, real or fictional, that has inspired you to read? Or to be a reader, sorry. In my personal life, I don't think so. Like I said, I can't really remember that part of my life. I always remember, when I read the Junie B. Jones books, I would always be craving the parts where it's like, you know, her handwritten writing in her diary, or her, like, you know, personal composition notebook at school, because, like, I don't know, you know, it was like the handwriting and not the typing of the text, and not the like third person narrative. It was more like first person with a funny font, which as a kid is like, what else can you ask for, right? So that's what I was most excited about, and I think Junie B. Jones really kept me going for reading. Next question is, at what point did you identify as a reader? So, like I said, I used to read a lot as a kid, and then when I started school, or probably when, you know, you start really studying books for school, so maybe around 6th or 7th grade, I was like, oh my gosh, you're making me read for work? Listen. Don't do that. 10th or 11th grade, I can't remember specifically. But in one of those two grades, we had to read To Kill a Mockingbird, and I freaking loved that book. We studied it at the beginning of the year, and then the exam was at the end, so I was like, okay, I have to read it again because it's not really fresh in my brain right now, and I reread it, and I enjoyed every second of it. Even if it was for work, I love To Kill a Mockingbird. It is an amazing book, but at that point, I was like, hold on, maybe I can enjoy reading, you know, for fun. And so then the next year, we read The Memory of Love by Aminata Forna for school. I also fell in love with that book. To this day, that is like one of, if not my favorite book of all time. I love Aminata Forna. I will read all of her books one day. Anyway, tangent. But at that point, I was kind of like, you know what? I think I want to also read on the side, you know, like not just for school. And I picked up a couple books from my local bookstore, and the first one that I really read, like outside of school, was the Amityville Horror. And I also loved it. And I think at that point when I really started, you know, like actually reading outside of school, I was like, okay, I'm a reader now. Because, like, I actually had a TBR, and I had a Goodreads account. And oh my gosh, if you have a Goodreads account, you're a total reader. Duh. Okay, anyway, so 16 or 17. Yeah. How has being a reader shaped your life and worldview? I kind of don't know how to answer this question specifically, so I'm just gonna ramble, okay? So work with me here. The first thing that comes to mind when I read that was like, I feel kind of lucky to be able to read in two languages, English and French, like fluently. I feel like readers in general have a better capacity for critical thinking, which I think is a highly, I almost knocked over my hot chocolate, I'm sorry, which I think is a very important skill to have, especially these days. So I am very appreciative of that. And I think that is actually the main benefit that has come out of reading. One thing also that being a bookworm has taught me is to appreciate everybody's hobbies, because you know how sometimes you look at someone's hobby and you're like, what the hell? Why would you enjoy this? What is going on? And then I speak to people and they're like, you read books for fun? Oh my gosh, that's so bizarre. That's so weird. And I'm like, no, I get so much enjoyment out of it. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, like people who enjoy other things that I find completely boring genuinely feel this kind of, feeling of passion, even knowing that other people find it completely ridiculous. So I don't know. Does that make sense? I think it does. And I'm making this video, so. And the next question is tag people. So the question is tag someone, but I'm going to tag 3 people whose reading you want to know more about. So I don't know if these people were tagged by someone else. I just know that they haven't made the video yet, as far as I can tell anyway. So here we go. The first person I'm going to tag is Peter Likes Books. I'll link their channels down below, by the way. Peter makes me laugh so much when I watch his video. I'm in his True Crime Book Club. And I don't know, he's just like, makes me so happy. Even if I've had a crappy day, whenever I watch his videos, I'm just like, and this hot chocolate reminds me of all the cozy mysteries he keeps recommending that I haven't read yet. Sorry. The next person I'm going to recommend is Juan Bookish Islander. I am so intrigued by his reading habits. I mean, because he reads in several different languages like I do, which is actually how I found his channel. And the last person I'm going to tag is Books Yada Yada, because I want to know more. I want to know everything, and yeah. Alright guys, sorry I've been kind of MIA recently. It is over, I promise. Like this video if you did, subscribe to my channel for more, because I promise I'm back, and I'll see you guys next time.